Hey, how's it going out there, folks? The Philosopher's Stone, back at you. So I took a break. If you've seen my last video, I said I was going to take a break from doing YouTube for a bit. Not that I have a big audience to talk to, but enough to make imprint. But yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. I get on this high, so to speak, and I feel really good, and I'm pushing out this content, and there's always got to be somebody who probably knows me from the past, or some kind of frenemy, or whatever it is, man, that looks at what I say and takes it to heart, or thinks I'm talking about him or her or whatever it may be, right? And then I just get this negative energy surrounding my universe, and I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I don't like the negative energy. I work every day to make sure I keep all the negative away, man, because my whole life has been a negative. It's just the way it is. You make certain choices in life, you're going to go down a dark road, man. You're going to get into a lot of addictions, party life, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man. That's the way I grew up. And sometimes hell is not a bad place to be. But you get stuck there, man. It'll get you. It'll catch up to you and it'll destroy your life. I mean, hey, I lived in hell for fucking years, man. Years. At least 25, 30 years of my life. Just being that guy, man, who didn't follow the rules, and my whole life was a party, like, basically. And it's one of those things that when you get to a certain age and certain things happen in life and you get humbled and you really get that reality check that if you don't make some major changes in life, then you're looking at a long time in prison or eventually your death, right? This is the thing, man. Being one way and living one way and then flipping the script from the negative to the positive is really, really a difficult thing to do, man, because it's a constant. It's something that you have to do every single day to rewire your brain and start thinking differently, right? And when you start thinking differently, you start feeling better, right? The negative actions, the negative self-talk, and the anger, and the fucking shame, and all that lower state of consciousness, man, it only attracts people who are in the same state of mind. And you think that it's normal to be that way. You create a world that basically envelops those type of people that you resonate with. And then you can look at each other or look at your reflection and think that the whole world is crap and nobody seems to understand the way we think, and all this self-hate and all this projection of just hating on the world, man. All of a sudden, like a boomerang, comes right back on you, man. And before you know it, you've got your life fucked, right? And once you've got your life fucked, then there's the process of basically deprogramming and reprogramming your life to be back on a positive, right? Hey, back in the party days, man, it wasn't so bad. I'm not knocking it. I had a lot of good times, man. A lot of crazy times. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, man. Had a lot of crazy experiences. And did a lot of stuff that most people who are in their comfort zones all their lives with their little families and their 9 to 5 jobs and getting up and going to work and punching in and, putting your hours in and answering to a boss and, you know, doing everything society basically brainwash you to do, own a house, finance a car, have kids, whatever, right? And then you get into that, and that's supposed to be called grown-up life. This is what we do as grown-ups, right? And I'll always be looked at like I never grew up. Like, how many times do I hear that? Grow up, Brad, grow up. But what does it mean to grow up? What does it mean? Get your shit together, get a 9 to 5, go out and buy a house and finance a car and have kids and do whatever? Is that what it means to be growing up? Because if that's it, then I'm not going to be. I never will be. I never wanted to take that path in life. I wanted to take the road less traveled. And there's never, ever any guarantee when you take that road. There's a lot of homeless nights. There's a lot of sleeping in tents and couch surfing and sleeping in your car and having repetitive jobs and fucking numerous amounts of women and drinking and partying and just fucking living life, man, as an irresponsible, addicted person who really can say that they've seen the darker side of life and realize that there comes a point where sometimes darkness has to show you the light. And once you start to go on the other side of the polarity, of the light side, and you take a step back and realize that, hey, I'm getting up in age. The party life is in the past. And being that person is no longer who I am, to the point where now it's like an isolation phase that could last years and years and years, like a cocoon, right? Be isolated, be away from all that. Don't associate with anybody who drinks or parties or has anything to do with your old life. And then guess what you're left with? Nothing. No friends, right? Family who basically doesn't know where you're at in life. You get a lot of implications with mental health, schizophrenia, psychotic, depression, anxiety, withdrawals, a fucking burnt out nervous system, psychosis. It all comes with it, man. Delusional. It's the transition from the old to the new, from the negative to the positive. And during that time, life just kind of feels just pointless. It's like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now that I've taken in all this information and I understand the nature of reality? That the shit's all an illusion. It's all projected from your mind and nothing really matters. And you get into denialism and what's the point of it all? Because now the veil has been lifted and you see things for what it truly is, which a lot of people never will see because they're too distracted by life, by societal standards, by what they brainwash you to do from school, from an early age. Everything that you've been taught is now coming out. It's all a fucking lie. You've been fed lies and programmed since the first day of school. Figure that one out. And then once you realize all that stuff and understand why they did it, obviously for control, manipulation, and keeping the masses under a certain spell so they couldn't think for themselves and understand who they were at a deeper meaning and have the power and the know-how to create the life that they actually want to see due to the perspective and the information that they're taking in on a daily basis. All of a sudden, everything gets shut down. All the apps go away. All the distractions go. And you really become aware of the information you're taking in, the music you're listening to. Because the radio is going to play music over and over again, the same stuff. It's putting a message out to the world. And it's a programming mechanism, man. That's what they do. I don't know, man. It takes a long time to understand this, and you become a loner, and you're going to spend a lot of times alone, and you're going to realize that it's going to get to a point in your life where it's like, something's got to change now. I got to get out of this cocoon and take what I know, take the knowledge that I have, and do something with it, or else you're just going to fucking waste away your whole life in isolation and just keep getting bombarded with more and more information to the point where you're not going to just understand anything anymore. Get out, live it, shut it all down. Take the power that you have, take the information that you have, and use it to better the world, better society. Get amongst people, right? I don't know, man. But with that being said, I'm looking at some changes coming up. Definitely by spring or summer. I mean, something has to change. That's a given. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next. Take it easy.